Did you know that a recent survey, albeit informal, suggests that frightening 61.7% of people tend to blame external circumstances for their unhappiness or lack of progress? This directly echoes what Earl Nightingale, a pioneer of personal development, taught decades ago. No one else is responsible for your happiness or success besides yourself. If this theme makes sense to you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with someone who needs to hear this. This idea of Nightingale is not just a catchphrase, it is the basis of personal autonomy. Psychologically, we speak of an internal locus of control, the deep belief that our actions determine our results. Imagine the human mind as a vast and fertile garden. Inside this garden, you are the gardener. The internal locus of control is like possessing the gardening tools, the seeds, the knowledge about the soil and the climate. You understand that to harvest flowers or fruits, you need to plant, water, fertilize, and protect the garden. If something does not grow as expected, you do not blame the weather or the land itself, but seek to understand what you may have done differently, how you can improve your gardening techniques. Now imagine the external locus of control as if you believed that the garden blooms or withers by whim of fate, by the will of the gods or by luck. In this scenario, you see yourself as a mere spectator, at the mercy of external forces. If the flowers wither, you lament the bad luck, but you do not feel in control to change the situation. Assuming total responsibility means stopping outsourcing the power over our own life, recognizing that we are the pilots, not mere passengers adrift of circumstances. It is like being in a rowboat on a river. You can choose to let the current take you, complaining about the speed or the direction, or you can take the oars and start directing the boat to where you want to go. Even if the current is strong or the path is arduous, the action of rowing puts you in command, gives you agency over your journey. But we live in a culture that often pushes us in the opposite direction. The speed of information, the incessant search for external validation on social networks, and even the narrative of victimization that permeates many discourses condition us to look for culprits outside of ourselves. Think about social networks. For example, how many times do we catch ourselves comparing our life with the carefully edited snippets of other people's lives? This constant comparison fuels the feeling of inadequacy and the belief that our happiness depends on external factors, such as likes, comments, or material goods. It is as if we were constantly seeking approval on an imaginary stage, forgetting that the true stage of our life is internal. It is the stage of our own choices and values. The culture of immediacy also contributes to this outsourcing of responsibility. We want quick results, easy solutions, magic formulas for success and happiness. When life presents us with challenges or delays, the tendency is to blame the system, the lack of opportunities, the injustice of the world. It is easier to point the finger at the system, at the boss, at the economy, than to look inside and ask, what is my part in this? Where can I act? And this question hurts. Facing our own share of responsibility messes with the ego, brings to light our insecurities, our shadow, that part that prefers the comfort of inertia or complaint. Imagine that responsibility is a mirror. When we confront ourselves with it, we see not only our qualities, but also our flaws, our fears, our shadow areas. It is uncomfortable to face this complete image. We often prefer to look away and project the blame onto the reflection of the other. It is the conflict between the genuine desire to change and the paralyzing fear of failing or of facing the truth about our own past choices. It is like being on the edge of a precipice. On one side, the desire to fly, to reach new horizons, to live a fuller and more authentic life. On the other, the fear of falling, the fear of the unknown, the insecurity of not knowing if we have wings strong enough to sustain the flight. Transformation begins precisely in this discomfort, in the recognition of this internal battle. It is here that the true choice resides. You can continue in the cycle of blaming the external, waiting for something or someone to change your reality, or you can make the courageous decision, even if difficult, to take the reins. Think of great leaders, artists, entrepreneurs who transformed their lives and the world around them. Nelson Mandela, Marie Curie, Steve Jobs, Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Despite facing immense obstacles, injustices, disbelief, and even persecution, they chose to take responsibility for their visions, for their purposes, for their actions. They did not wait for circumstances to magically change. They became agents of change in their own lives and in the lives of many others. This does not mean ignoring the real difficulties of the world, but rather focusing on your sphere of influence, on that which you can control. Your attitudes, your reactions, your daily decisions, however small they may seem, it is like planting a small seed. At first it seems insignificant in the face of the vastness of the world, but within it resides the potential for a large tree. Your actions, your choices, however small they may seem, are the seeds that you plant in the garden of your life. With care, persistence, and responsibility, these seeds can blossom into extraordinary results. And the benefits of this choice are immeasurable. By assuming total responsibility, you unlock an immense personal power. Anxiety decreases because you stop feeling like a victim of the waves and start learning to surf. Self-esteem blossoms, not because of external achievements, but because of the internal integrity of knowing that you are in command. It is like building a house on solid foundations. Self-esteem built on personal responsibility is resistant to the storms of life, to external criticisms, to the ups and downs of the journey. You build resilience and find an authentic freedom that no external circumstance can take away. Imagine yourself at the top of a mountain, contemplating the vastness of the landscape. The freedom you feel does not come from the absence of challenges or obstacles, but from the certainty that you have the ability to climb, to overcome, to move forward, regardless of what the path holds for you. So the question that remains is, are you ready to stop making excuses and start building the life you really want, assuming 100% responsibility for it? If this message impacted you in some way, leave your comment down here. Share your reflections, your experiences. And if you believe that more people need to hear this message, like this video, share with your friends and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue together on this journey of self-discovery and transformation.